So children, welcome again. We are with the second part of the poem which we have started discussing in the early video, the first video. The name of the poem is A Photograph, which is written by Shelley Tolson. Okay? In the previous video, we had talked about the poem, the poet, the backdrop of the poem, then we explained, we got an explanation, then we analyzed the poem in detail. Now it's the time to deal with the theme of the poem and also to deal with the literary devices which plays a very important role when we analyze a poem in detail. Okay? I hope you are all ready with your notes and pen. Whatever main point comes here, you have to write it down. Okay? It will help you in your future also. So, let's begin with the theme. Shelley Tolson has presented a very beautiful poem with two important themes. Let's deal with the two themes one by one. Okay? So, first theme of this poem, A Photograph, is universal theme of loss and separation. What's that? Universal theme of loss and separation. Shelley Tolson tells that it is very common for all the mankind to face this pangs of loss and separation. Why? I would like to give you an example. Once I was a child. Okay. Then I entered into my adolescence. I am at the loss of my childhood now. Then after adolescence, I entered into a different arena of my life, a different phase of my life, that is my young stage. I started missing my adolescence, how I was used to play with my friends, how I was roaming very freely across the fields, by the riverside with my friends. I started missing that. That means I am at a loss of my adolescence. Then after young age, I become a little bit older. Then if I am now a woman who is in the last stage of her life, when I will start to have a recap of my life, I will start missing all the phases I have come through. Are you getting my point? So we are, with every passing minute, we are at the loss. And we are getting separated from our previous minute. This minute is mine. After this minute, the previous minute will be my past. So we are constantly at a loss of our every second of life. I hope you got this point. Okay. So, Shelley Tolson has talked about the universal theme of loss and separation by connecting this with the loss and separation of her past and also the physical presence of her mother. So, this is done. Next theme is death. How death plays a pivotal role in everybody's life. Everybody is going to be dead one day, isn't it? I have taken birth on this earth. That means I am mortal and I have to face my ultimate death someday. So what about the death of my loved ones? It will give me immense, pain, immense sadness when I lose somebody of my dear people. For example, if I lost my friend, if I lost my family members, if I lost my neighbors, if I lost my relatives, if I lost somebody whom I have never met, but I feel them like my role model. They have faced their ultimate death, and death plays a major role in everybody's life. So here, Shelley Tolson has talked about the loss, the physical separation, that is the untimely demise of her mother, of her dearly mother. So death is a major theme here. And this theme, death, leads to another theme which is talked very beautiful, which is presented very beautifully by Shelley Tolson. That is this psychological trauma. That means when Shirley Tolson is presenting the theme of death in this poem, she is trying to express her nostalgia when she feels the physical separation of her mother from her life. Her mother is not there since 12 years. She is there alone without her mother. She is like a motherless child, isn't it? So this, there is a psychological trauma which is running through the mind of Shirley Tolson. This theme also beautifully presented by Shirley Tolson in this poem. So we discussed three major themes present in the poem, A Photograph. Done? Now, I would like to talk about the literary devices. Again, literary devices is very, very important when we analyze the poem. Okay? So, some of the literary devices which is present there in this poem, we will start discussing one by one. Before that, I would like to give a short glimpse of what is a literary device. What is a literary device? A literary device is actually the ornamental use of words in a poem, in any work of art. Okay, it means, see, there is a slight difference between language and literature. What's that? Language means the words we use when we have a conversation. There is a conversation in between two persons. Then we use our language. But we don't use literature when we have a conversation with each other. Why? Because in literature, there is something hidden which we have to find out by analyzing it, by going to the depth, by going to the deepness of the meaning of this. There the words we are not using in a very general manner. We are using those words in a very different way, in an ornamental way, to ornamentalize. That means to beautify our words, to beautify our general use of language. Got my point? So some of the devices are used in this poem. Let's start explaining. Let's start to know about the literary devices present in this poem. The first literary device present here is alliteration. But before telling about alliteration, I would like to tell about the rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme also comes under the category of literary device. But here in this poem, I would like to tell you that there is no rhyme scheme, because this poem is written in blank verse. What do you mean by blank verse? Blank verse means you are going to get a certain rhythm here, but without any rhyming words. You know how to find out the rhyming words? Last word of each line, we should have to read it out. If one word is rhyming with another word that is present in the last word of another line, then we say that these two words are rhyming, and in this way we try to find out the rhyming words. But here there is no rhyming scheme. No words are getting rhymed in the end of any line of this poem, because it is having a certain rhythm of its own. It is written in iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter. That means it's not a pure level. I'm just telling you that it is written in iambic pentameter, but no need to have a detailed, understanding of this phrase iambic pentameter. But you just know that it is written in iambic pentameter, where there is no rhyme scheme. Okay. So after composition, that means after rhyme scheme, we let's go to the literary devices. The first literary device is alliteration. I have told you that alliteration means the repetition of same consonant sound in a line. So let's see what are the consonant sounds repeated in which line of this poem. The first line I'd like to tell, stood still to smile. Read out this line again. Stood still to smile. S sound is repeated in this line. Okay. So this line has the prominence of S sound. Then the next line is terribly transient. sound is having the prominence in this line, then silences. Here S sound is again having the prominence. Okay, here we can also tell that it is this line, this particular line is having alliteration, and also it is having assonance. Okay, what is assonance? Repetition of same vowel sound. Repetition of consonant sound is alliteration. Repetition of vowel sound is assonance. See here, silence, silences. AI, silence, silences. It is repeated twice. Okay, so here assonance is also used. By using this same line, silence and silences, I would like to tell you about another poetic device. It's very interesting actually. Okay, what's the poetic device? The name of the poetic device is personification. What do you mean by personification? This word personification has been derived from the word personify. Okay, to personify something means to give human trait or human characteristic to something else. Okay, that may be a living creature, or that may be that is actually a dead thing, a dead object, or that may be any abstract idea. When we are giving the human characteristic to any dead object or to any abstract idea, that will be called as personification. I will give a general example of personification first. If I tell the moon smiles at me, the moon smiles at me. Generally, who smile? Who smile? We people, we human beings have the characteristic of smiling. But here I told that moon is smiling. Moon is just, we can say that it's an abstract thing. It doesn't have life in it. But I am telling that the moon is smiling at me. Another example I would like to tell, the flowers are dancing. Flowers never dance. We human beings have the characteristic of dancing. We human beings, anything that has life in it can dance. But flower cannot dance. But I told that flowers are dancing. So here I personified flower which has no life in it. I hope you got my point. So here in this poetry or photograph, we are using some of the personifications like silence, silences. A teacher can make the student silent. Okay? But here I told, that means it's a kind of trait of a teacher. That means teacher who is having life in it can make her student or his student silent. Here I told, the silences. The silence, which is just an abstract idea, is given the human characteristic of silencing some other. This silence is silencing our poet. Okay, when you go through the explanation I had done in the previous video, there you can get what does this line actually mean. Okay, there I have told that Shirley Tolson is forced or allowed to remain silent by her inner silence. That is a silence in her heart which allows her to remain silent. So silences is the personification here. Another personification we can get is cardboard shows. Cardboard shows. Go through the poem, you will get this line, cardboard shows. This cardboard is dead. It has no life in it. But it is showing something to our poet, for which he is going through a remembrance of her mother. Okay, clear this point? Cardboard which doesn't have life in it is showing something to Shirley Tolson. So showing is a human trait, a human characteristic which is given to a dead object, that is cardboard. Next, I would like to go to another poetic device, that is transferred epithet. Okay. What is a transferred epithet? Transferred epithet means it is a description used to describe something else. A description of something which is used to describe something else. For example, in this poem there is a line, "Worst the terribly transient fate." I have explained the line earlier. "Worst their terribly transient fate." It means the waves of the sea is washing the transient fate. That means the fate of the three sisters, which is transient, which is changeable. But this doesn't actually mean the meaning I have told you now. I explained to you now. It has another deeper meaning inside it. What's the meaning? It means the transient fate means the loss of lives. You know, the lives I have told about, the loss and separation in these things. By the phrase transient fate, Shirley Olsen is trying to tell about the loss and separation. So one thing we described, this was a description of something, but which is used to describe something else. Okay, that is transferred epithet. Next one is allusion. What's allusion? Note it down. Allusion means referring something either directly or by implication. It is also having a similar meaning. Somehow we may say that allusion and transferred epithet are quite similar, but there is a small distinction in between these two. Okay. Allusion is, for example, here, the cardboard. The object cardboard is used by Shirley Olsen, isn't it? Cardboard shows something to Shirley Olsen. A cardboard is used. A cardboard which is presented for its durability. A cardboard never dies. It can, see, for years it can be the same. It is not going to decay. The cardboard which is not going to be decayed without any human interruption. It cannot be destructed without any human interruption. Is describing something else. What it describes? It describes, the cardboard shows what? The cardboard is showing us the lack of permanence of human lives. We human beings doesn't have permanence in us. Any moment we may face our death. Any moment can be the last moment of our life. But which is describing this thing to us? A cardboard, which has a durability in it. So something is describing something else. So these are the important poetic devices present in this poem. Now it's your duty to go through the video twice, thrice, as many times as possible to have a clear understanding of the poem very, very thoroughly. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the poem, and now I would like to give you some questions. You go through the videos and then try to solve the questions by your own. Okay, I'm erasing this. I hope you have noted it down. The first question is, write a brief summary of the poem, a photograph. Okay. Next question is, describe the important themes of the poem. Next, describe the eminence of death. From the poem of Virgil. So I want you to work on these questions and have a clear-cut idea of the poem. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you and keep learning. Stay safe, stay home.